So I have a problem here. Built the shed and I didn't want to spend money on gravel, and this is the result. Every winter turns to absolute muck and it makes doing anything impossible. So I've come up with a solution to fix it. Stick around, you'll find out. So I thought about gravel, but it was going to cost about $6,000 of gravel to do this complete area, and I've got to do a 100-metre driveway. So I thought of other things, and something I love watching is rocks getting crushed. I thought, oh yeah, let's see how much a rock crusher's worth. So I went on to Trade Me here, and I searched up rock crushers, and I found this beast. Price tag of $819,000. I thought that's perfect. That's what I need. So I brought one. Say hello to my new rock crusher. So this is it. This is the new rock crusher. May not look like much at the moment. It's a early Yanmar Maruka tractor dumper. This one being a YFW40R. That is the only information I know about it because the cab's missing, dumper's missing, so the nameplate is long gone. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if the engine runs. Don't know if the hydraulics are in good nick. It's growing its own plants. Nothing's hooked up, so it's been in the elements. It looks like they taped up the exhaust, taped up the intake, but that looks like that's been there for a long time, so I don't know if the engine's locked up. I haven't even tried. So we'll get it into the shed and we'll go over it and see what's the plan to get this thing running, because I've got something coming that I have to put on this, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. If you know me, you know that I never buy anything running. Maybe once I've bought something that actually works. I find it more satisfying to bring things back from the dead. I got plenty of that stuff here, like the Toro right there that was underwater. Rebuilt that and that works mint. Good lawnmower that. I'll get my other project and I'll push her in. So this is my, cat digger that I brought back from the dead. So here it is tucked in the shed. So what I'm putting on it is a rock crusher from China. I spent months and months and months going over rock crushers in China. Probably emailed 60 suppliers. I compared all theirs. I brought a PE 250 450, which that's just the opening that you can drop stuff into. I brought a welded one because I couldn't trust the casting. Well, I don't know anything about Chinese casting and how good the quality is, but I know at least with a welded one, if anything broke or anything cracked, I can dig it out and weld it up myself. So after doing all the research, I brought this one. It weighs 3 tonne, which is quite a heavy piece of machinery. It's all made out of 25mm plate. I'll put a picture here of it. That's the thing there. It's coming from China, should be here mid-September. So we got to do our best to get this thing either running or I know close enough to get the crusher on before then, or I can chuck the crusher over in the corner and keep working on this. So the plan is we're going to remove all this crap off it and get it back down to its bare bones and basically rebuild it up. We will remove all that, put the crusher on, then build a chute on top to feed the broken concrete into. Go through the crusher, it'll drop out here somewhere with a conveyor going up and out. So when it's crushed, it can build a big pile behind it without just filling up underground here. Another thing I thought is, here's the joysticks here. It's all the linkage down onto the pump there, so the pump's got built-in controls. But I thought if you're loading it with the digger, you don't want to have to get off to move the machine if you're piling up gravel and the gravel piles up and starts to touch your conveyor. We could sit on the digger, push a couple of joysticks, remote control, and move it forward. So that would be pretty cool. So there's a lot of work to do. I've got two options to drive the crusher at the moment. One of my thoughts is, now because this doesn't have the dump bed on it anymore, we've got spare pump here. So we've got two spare pumps. I'm not sure what the other one goes to, but there's two pumps there. So can we run a hydraulic motor off one of those pumps to spin the crusher? The crusher needs to spin at about 300 RPM. So it's got a 800 mil diameter flywheel on the crusher, this one here. And we can get a hydraulic motor, belts, and run it to run the motor. But will that cause too much heat in the oil to be running that long? Hydraulic oil does heat up quite a bit. That cooler there is probably not sufficient enough to cool it. Would have to add a couple big ones, would have to add a bigger hydraulic tank for all the oil so it doesn't heat so fast. Or I do have this little 1 litre 3-cylinder Daihatsu diesel that we could put a pulley on and run the crusher off that. But I don't like that idea because then we've got two engines. And if we're going to remote control, then I've got to have two engines running to move it. Whereas if I have that one running a hydraulic pump, running a hydraulic motor, spinning the crusher, I'm only ever using one lot of diesel. Out of curiosity, first time working on this thing, let's see if it is actually seized up. Won't be surprised if it is. Yep. Bugger. So that means we have to pull out some injectors, take a look inside the engine boards, see what's going on. Probably water. By the look of that tape, it's not fully sealed, so hopefully it's not the end of that engine, because I don't really want to buy another engine to put in it. So let's get all this stuff off so we can get to the engine a bit easier and pull those injectors and see what the deal is inside. Condition of the cooler doesn't look too bad. Looks dirty, but it looks in great shape. Maybe a little bit of surface rust, but nothing major, so we'll keep that. We'll save that in the save pile. Oh, still got the hose attached. I'll fix that. Yay, one oil cooler. So that took a bit of time to unbolt. There's all these bolts hidden under here, all along here. Not very much room to get in, and like I said, mud gets everywhere now. Let's reach my arm under there to grab it. But I'm ready to lift all this junk around it off, so we'll just have the engine sitting there. So I'll rig her up to the old digger and lift it off. So it's a rather sizable engine. It's a Yanmar 4T95L, 64 horse. I was just looking, and there's this little hydraulic pump on here, and I thought maybe it's a cab jack or something like that to get off the engine, but then they run down to the final drives, through here, down to the final drives, and into there with a hard fitting. So I wonder if that is like a brake release. What do you think? Do you think that's a brake release? I guess so. So, but we still would have had to take out the planetaries anyway, because there's no hydraulic oil or anything in it. So that makes it a little bit more accessible, easier to work on. Just start looking at what we've got to do to get this thing moving. I wonder if it's just the alternator jammed up on that belt, so I might cut that belt off and give it another try and see if it turns, because I doubt that will turn. It looks a bit rusty in there. Took the exhaust off. Doesn't look like there's been any water in there. It's still black and sooty. Doesn't look like any evidence of water getting that way. Maybe I should take the intake off and see if there's anything in there. Looks like it's got some intake heaters on it. I might just take that tape off and have a look. And that looks like she is full of water. I don't know if you can see the shimmer down there, but it's got water in it. It's full. Damn it. Yeah, well, looks like we're going to have to take all this off. I suppose you have to get the water out. Oh, maybe I should leave the water in there until I'm ready to turn it over, so it's got no air in there. To create rust, but obviously the tape job hasn't done its job and it's full of water, which is a bummer. Hopefully it's not too bad, but we'll soon find out. It's not in the oil, so The oil levels looks normal, so I don't know if it's just sitting in that top end or what. But we'll might as well pull these injectors out and see if I can see anything through the hole. I don't have a scope cam or anything, so we'll just be inspecting with our eyes. Holy sheesh. It's full, absolutely chocker with water. Doesn't look rusty though, but it's full with water. Damn it. I have rebuilt an engine before, a few engines actually. The Kubota, rebuilt a whole Kubota, so I'm not worried about it, but I'd rather not have to rebuild an engine. No water in that one. Doesn't look as nice as the rest though. Right, you ready for the waterfall? Take the intake off now. Great. Absolutely great. This is not going to be good, is it? It looks like we'll probably have to take the head off. Not what I wanted to see at all. Yeah, stinks. Do this to myself all the time. What do I say? I don't know. We will just have to dig deeper. So I had a few beers last night and thought about it, and there's only one thing really to do, isn't it? And let's take the head off and see what we're working with. Yeah, so I might just drag it outside and give it a water blast, get rid of all this junk, make it a bit nicer to work on, then we'll start taking the head off. See how the damage is. I'm just hoping that this older Yanmar engine has liners in it, because that would make it easier. This Kubota here, this one was under two meters underwater, and I have fully rebuilt this Kubota. This has got all brand new stuff in it, so all new pistons, all new bearings, everything's rebuilt. So I've done it before, I can do it again. It's just a pain in the ass really to have to do all this when I've got the rock crusher coming, so it is likely going to sit over in the corner until this is ready. But once we get all this out, the engine probably have to come out, and then we can look at cutting all this stuff off, cleaning it up, giving it a paint job to make it all look clean and tidy. because at the moment it looks pretty rough. But what do you expect for the money you pay? I just wish the guy had, like I said, I wish the guy had weatherproofed it a lot better, and then wouldn't have this issue. Rightio, I'm going to drag it outside and give it a water blast. Gave it a quick wash. It's looking a bit cleaner. Only problem is I wish that the water blaster hose didn't spring a leak, but a quick Kiwi fix and we got it going again, but it's nowhere near as powerful as it needs to be to get some of this grime off. But yeah, it's a lot better. We'll push her in the shop and get on working, removing this head. Let's start by removing all of the stuff that we don't need on there, make it easier. Our great condition alternator that turns really good. Our fan, that's in good nick. A water pump that turns freely. Oh geez, that's locked up too. Oh, I'm sensing a theme with this engine. Got a bit of corrosion in there. How long's that water been sitting in there for? Yummy. There's been no water on that side, which is a positive. Bit too late for positives. Right, let's get this valve cover off. See what we have behind that door. Well, that looks nice. No waters in the top. There's a couple of bit of surface rust on these rockers here. But that's where the oil cap is, I suppose. Everything else looks in good nick. Too bad there's a whole lot of water sitting under this part. Right, let's take these off. Take the rocker assembly off. Yeah. Take the rockers. Oh, do we need to take that off? Yeah, there's a bolt. Head bolts are under the shaft there. So take this rocker assembly off. long socket. So I can see now that the cylinder with the water in it, this one here, the valve is stuck down just ever so slightly. All the rest of them are fine by the looks. I mean, it's bouncing there, but the valve's probably swollen into the valve seat, so can't shut all the way. We'll pull out these push rods and put them in a piece of cardboard so we know where they came from. So just keep this cardboard over front and just plug it in. You can lay down on the shelf and you know where they came from. Here's some push rods. Beautiful. Right, let's remove this head. I believe you go from outside in and inside out to install a head, so I think I might just use the breaker bar and start loosening the head off. I like to put the head bolts in order as well, just so you know that they're in the same place, but might not matter. I'm not sure if these head bolts can be reused or not, but let's just do it anyway like we're going to reuse them. Makes a nice wind chime. Right, let's see what we've got. Oh, sheesh. So the one filled with water. Oh no. So that cylinder looks good. This one, not so good. This one I can just feel grit. And that one's fine. So let's see. They are liners. Ah, yes. So you can see the liner here. So this cylinder can be pulled out and we can chuck new cylinders in. But that piston's probably buggered. That one's probably buggered. Yeah, but that's a lot better news than what I was expecting. I thought something this old wouldn't have liners in it. Well, I suppose engines from years and years ago have liners, but I wasn't expecting this one to have liners. But that's some positive news. At least we can rebuild it without getting the whole block machined. The only other news is that we have to pull the engine out. I've done this once before. And then, yeah, well, if we pull the engine out, we may as well rebuild the bottom end and put new bearings in. Maybe, we'll see. I'll have to have a look at the condition. If they look fine, maybe to save some money, this thing's not going to be running all the time. If we drive it by hydraulics, maybe this thing will run a lot, and maybe it's worth doing it completely. And also, I grew up being told that if you're going to do something, do it properly, do it once, do it right. So yeah, that cylinder, that's why it's seized. That's definitely not moving, that one. Bugger. Oh well. We will keep tearing this thing out, I suppose. I will have to have to try and track down a manual to rebuild it. If anyone knows where to get some, what is this engine? It's a Yanmar 1495L. Looks like FW. If you know where to get parts for this one, I had a quick look last night and I just couldn't find anyone that has those engine rebuild kits for sale. It's something that happens to me all the time. I buy these projects and it's the most obscure version of the engines they built. Same with that, the Kubota in this. There were just no aftermarket support. Kubota couldn't find it, and because it's a Toro machine, because it's built by Toro, they have their own part numbers through Kubota. So it's hard to get parts for that. Probably need a new valve. The rest of those three look alright. This one here is a bit questionable. Or we take it in and get it machined. We probably should anyway. But yeah, I suppose it's not as bad as I thought, but still extra work I have to do to get it to run. We have to pull the hydraulic pumps off anyway because it doesn't have a tank, there's no oil, so if we even tried to start the engine, we'd be spinning dry pumps. So I suppose it's fine, we'll pull it out. Pain in the ass, but what are you going to do? Right, let me regroup and come up with the next plan. So I think the plan is that we remove the pump off the engine because if I disconnect the pump from the engine and try and lift the engine out, it will hit this cross member here. So we will have to remove the pump and pull it out backwards and then pull the engine straight up and out. Lucky I have the digger that can reach in here, but now we have to go through and pull all this hydraulic stuff off. Hopefully the inside of the hydraulic pumps aren't like the engine. So I'll start disconnecting all these pipes and get ready to pull it out. So I got all the lines off and I have unbolted the bell housing off the pump and we're ready to pull it out. So I'll get the old girl started up again and sling this thing, and hopefully we can just pull it out of the spline without any issue, because I'm guessing there'll probably be a little bit of rust in there too. So we'll give it a go, see what happens, and then we can pull this engine. Right, I strapped it up. Excuse this chain. We'll bring the digger over, hook her up and see what happens. I'll just take the weight a little bit and then we'll try and shuffle it backwards. The only problem is we've got these studs sticking up, so hopefully there's enough give to get it off. Right, I'm just going to take the weight, then we'll do some wiggling. it's loose. Oh, and then we've got this big bracket on this side holding it up. Wish I had a crowbar. I don't want to pull it up too high, otherwise it could bend the shaft. I'm not too worried about these mounts because they'll need replacing anyway. Just need to put that under there. Might just move it forward a bit. Doesn't matter if these get damaged, like I said. So I'll try and move it this way and see if I can get it to release. Can't see, so I don't know what's going on. Should be able to just, it'll be in a rubber drive, so you'll get a little bit of bendy out of it. Oh, it's got a big dowel pin in the flywheel by the looks. Oh yeah, it's run on 3 big dowel pins. I'm just going to go forward a little bit more, maybe down. I think it's just the rubber. It's pulling the rubber inserts out of the rubber cushion drive, but there is no way to undo them anyway. Taking off this, oh yeah, taking off that would have pulled the spline out, but I'm pulling the whole thing off the flywheel. That's right. Probably needs to be replaced anyway. Just one hanging it up, the other ones have slipped out. Exactly what it is. Just about out. There we go. Or maybe not. They're just pins that go, oh yeah, just pins that go into it. I'll show you once I get it off. So you can see how this one joins. It's got your rubber cushion drive. It looks in pretty good nick. I just stretch it a little bit and it just goes on those studs which go into the cushion. Whew. So got that out. That's a big step. We'll get that out. Looks like we'll just have to put it on the ground. Nothing's going to get damaged. Swing it over here and chuck it on the ground. Tell you what, everyone needs a digger. Don't think I damaged that at all, and it looks a good nick, so you can probably reuse that, to be honest. Oh look, spins over fine. So I don't think any water got into the pump unit. It's a big bloody pump. I suppose there's one section here for one track and another section for the other track, and then they have the auxiliaries driven off the back. Yeah. Next thing is to get that engine out. So the easiest way to get this engine out, I think, is just to put the head back on and lift it off the lifting points. So I'll chuck the head back on, and then we've got something to lift. Put the gasket back on just so it's not metal on metal. Gently. We'll just put the bolts back in, but we won't torque them, obviously. Right, let's undo the engine mounts. 4 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should be able to pull that out. Set that on the floor. I've got an engine stand, but for something like this, I think it's just going to be a little bit sketchy. I think we're going to have to lift it. This one here is captured by the pump on the side here, so we might have to lift it and slowly undo that one. Let's cover the top with this beautiful rag. Strap her up. Right, let's hook up Old Faithful and take some weight. I hope the strap is rated for this. Now we can undo that bolt a little bit more. Well, getting this stuff out, it's gone better than I expected. The reason that it came out is also unexpected. Well, got it out, everything's out. Now it just looks like a track frame. So when I originally thought about this project, I was going to buy a digger undercarriage. But just to get the undercarriage with no engine or anything like that was going to cost about $7 grand for one that could hold the crusher, and this popped up, had an engine, pump, everything. Final drives, and it would suit me well, but what I didn't expect is that. So I got more than I expected to get done this weekend. Got the engine out, needs a rebuild, got the pump out, needs to be cleaned up. Now that all that's off, we can spend some time cleaning up all these old brackets. Looks like this chassis has been used for multiple applications. You see that they've got chopped off brackets there, brackets welded on top, brackets welded over there. Yanmar wouldn't do this. It's yeah, quite yucky. Bits everywhere. So we have to spend some time cleaning that up. We'll have to clean it up and give it a coat of paint so it doesn't get any worse. So I will get back onto this in a couple of weeks, because I'm busy every second week anyway. Every second weekend I've got things to do. But we'll get back into this in a couple of weeks and start doing some grinding and what have you. But yeah, just a note, remember tape is not a good weatherproofing thing. If you're gonna weatherproof a machine that's sitting outside, cover it properly. Then we wouldn't get stuff like this happening. So if you've got a project sitting in your backyard and you're going to get to it, just go and make sure that it's covered up properly and you're not going to have issues. You know, this is going to cost a lot more money than if it actually had a spray can lid or something like that on it. So yeah, good job. Do you think I've bitten off more than I can chew on this one? There's quite a bit going on, but I think I can do it. You've been watching Lincoln Built. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Catch ya.